Welcome to the Pro Cheerleading Podcast, hosted by Mhkeeba
and Brittany, two former NFL cheerleaders discussing hot topics in the pro cheerleading industry
and revealing the truth behind the Poms.
Hi, welcome in, you guys.
Welcome to episode 13, Lucky 13. It's not Bad Luck 13, it's Lucky 13. Hi. Super Bowl Shuffle. I know people might be too young to know this old behind song.
You had to show me this one, and I know a lot of good music from...
You do. It's okay if you didn't know this one, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like the Chicago Bears one year doing the Super Bowl Shuffle where they each, I don't know if it was each person from their team, but quite a lengthy rap.
It's pretty bad.
It's so awesome.
But it's cute to watch.
Cute. We will link it below, the Super Bowl Shuffle, in case you didn't know. I would love for any modern team to do it. Apparently there's a dance, and one of the teams did it as like their Super Bowl celebration dance. Did you know that the Seahawks are like in the top 4 of the touchdown celebration?
Yeah, when do they announce the winners of that?
I think it's sometime this week for Super Bowl week.
Okay.
NFL honors. But
because it is Super Bowl week.
I'm kind of, maybe partial, but the Seahawks did a pretty kick-ass little number, so I want them to win. It's choreography based. They had some passion in there. They better win.
They did quite a few, but only one made it?
Yeah.
Which one was it? The one where they're in a line, they like step out?
Yeah. And
step out?
Yeah. I don't even know what that's based on, but
me neither.
I loved it.
It was funny.
Go Hawks.
Yes.
Okay,
Super Bowl.
We have had such a freaking, action-packed.
Yeah, I don't even know where I am.
What city are we in? Where were we just a week ago?
In freezing-ass cold Florida.
Woohoo!
Yay!
We tried our best to rough it, but we are out of practice roughing it. We just have to give the biggest shout-out in the entire world without screaming to the 2019 Pro Bowl Cheerleaders who danced in the absolute freaking cold, wet, windy shitstorm rain. Like, we live in Seattle, and obviously we get rain, and it could be like a steady rain, but
it's a myth that it rains all the time here. It really doesn't. It doesn't. We have great weather. Don't come up here and start living here because we don't need any more of that.
We've got enough of you. But it's like a storm system. That's like a Seattle storm when they're like, oh, there's a storm coming through and it'll be like wind and rain and cold. Like, that was pretty steady rain. I was sad when I woke up and realized that the girls were having to go out in that. But they looked so happy, like nothing fazed them. I mean, your hair gets wet, you got a 2-piece on, you just can't be warm. Like, you're chilled to the core, and they must have just still somehow had the time of their lives.
Yeah.
Kudos to them. We punked out.
Because we have to confess, we did not go to the game. We didn't secure tickets.
Which was good, because people had tickets, and if you saw in the stands during the game, there weren't a lot of people
a lot of people. And then that morning, I walked to Wawa to get some breakfast. I'd never been to Wawa before. It was like super awesome.
Wawa from my days in Philly, but I'm glad you experienced it.
Yeah, and it started raining pretty heavily, and I got drenched. Like,
just trying to go across the street.
I looked like a crazy person walking across the street with my little powdered donuts.
Well,
like,
nobody walks in Florida. It's so spread out. I mean, we didn't hit up Disney World. We were too busy getting all this amazing footage of the wonderful ladies. We went to Pro Bowl Experience. We went to the pep rally, and we took plenty of pictures and video on our YouTube channel, Instagram, everything. We tried to tag as many of the girls as possible, but we really just wanted to celebrate the fact that they were there. We got such good, they were super entertaining to watch, gorgeous. I mean, I was a fan.
Yeah, check out our Instagram for sure. We posted all of our stories permanently on our page, Pro Cheerleading Podcast.
Yes.
And a special shout out to Carolina Panthers Alina. She was giving the handshake to all the guys. Right. It inspired me and my guy to try to come up with a handshake that was kind of an epic fail. Oh. It's pretty bad, but he's happy with it, so whatever.
My kids have little handshakes with their dad. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Not with me.
You should learn it.
Why don't they do it with me? I'm not cool enough. Fine.
But I thought that was really cool. Yeah. You said that's kind of a tradition, and a lot of girls do that, but I didn't see any other girls do it.
I remember seeing it last year, only for the Panthers, though. It must be a Panthers thing.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Talk about other traditions. How about 50 Oakland Raiderettes cheerleaders were there holding it down for Johnny? That was so cool for everybody to come up and support her, and maybe that's tradition. I don't know. Even one of our very own Seagulls was there.
Yeah.
Althea. She cheered for the Raiders. I didn't even realize that.
We didn't know that.
But
you can't miss them, too. I'm trying to find her name on Instagram now, but one actually liked our page today and reached out and was like, I don't think you probably noticed
Angel
us.
Or something like
yeah.
that?
And I was like, girl, of course we noticed you.
They
you guys
were
are
all
like
drop-dead
flawless.
gorgeous.
I looked homeless because we had a rough night the night before, and I was like...
And it was cold.
It was cold.
Oh
I mean,
gosh.
I did not pack correctly again because I didn't expect... I thought Florida was like sunny.
Yeah, as soon as that sun went down, boy, it was a whole other story. But the girls, during that pep rally especially, went into the evening hours, and, you know, there's a body of water. I don't know if that was like a lake or what, in downtown Disney. That's not
another
what they call
swamp.
it. They call it Disney Springs.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Disney World. Ooh. I don't think I'm going to go to Disney World, P.S., because it was just...
It's craziness,
it's
actually.
Huge. Everything's so
seems really overwhelming.
But there was a body of water, and the wind started picking up and misting all over the girls. So I just felt cold in my soul.
But you could not tell looking at them. They were true professionals and like fought through and were so happy to be there, and it made the audience enjoy it.
Yeah,
you know,
the audience was into it. It felt like we were at like a rock concert. We tried to get footage, and there's like this Detroit Lions guy like stick punching his arm in the air, and there's like the other guy that looked like he was in church. Like every time somebody said something, he's like, "Hallelujah!" It's so funny.
I know. I sent one of the videos to Jada, I think, and I'm like, "Put your hands down," and then I start recording. I'm like, "Oh no! Wow, I'm so good at this."
Oh, talk about the 49ers fan who talked some shit when Jessica said that she loves math and like she's an accountant. And he said what did he say?
She can only probably count to 12, and like
can't count past 12.
Yeah, I get the reference because like we're the 12s, but
we turned around.
We turned around and gave him death stares for like the rest of the time, and we were like taking photos of him, and like we're like, yeah, this is going on our Instagram. Like, how dare you?
Yeah, we're such fierce, loyal supporters.
Exactly.
Of these
like,
girls.
why are you here then?
Exactly.
Keep it moving.
Go freaking jump in the lake behind them, asshole. Anyway, I'm sorry. Hi.
But that's exactly what, we're trying to fight with the podcast. And I felt like so many girls had great answers.
Let's talk about that.
They seemed fiercely, adamant. And I'm really glad they were.
Gia put it down. She was just like, we are real women. And she was just like, yes, like, I climbed Mount freaking Kilimanjaro. I don't hike, girl. I'm sorry. Kilimanjaro. I can't even get it out. But, totally, like you said, just, repping for what they do.
And Candace, come on, quote her. That was like, oh!
Yeah, she was just, oh my gosh, don't even put me on the spot. I cannot do her justice. She was like, because, she's a software engineer. She was like, for multiple federal government clients.
And then stepped back.
Yes, and just the hair flip and just, I'm obsessed. Let's talk about who we picked for our Wonder Woman Wednesday.
I picked Brittany. And she's with the Arizona Cardinals.
Pick her because of her name. Let's be real.
No, but it was revealed at Disney Springs that she's a mom of 2.
Yeah, I wish we could have known that.
Right.
I would have been
That's
told.
not in her bio. So that was really cool.
And let's just talk about, she's in amazing shape. You would never guess it, but I mean, just kudos. And then the Saints cheerleader's also a mom.
Right.
Of one. It was cute when she said that. But yeah, so you picked Brittany.
Yeah.
She was fun to watch. That whole squad, the NFC line 2, was
really fun to watch. Yeah.
Did you have a favorite line?
Well, that was another thing, is I almost picked Johnny. I really wanted to pick Johnny.
You were torn.
Yeah. I was totally girl crushing on her. She seemed really awesome too. And like you said, she cheered for 5 seasons, took a break, and came back and totally killed it. So
she was fun to watch too.
She was in dead center and just that was a fun. And I think maybe it was because that was the only line or squad we didn't really get to meet.
That's true. Because
so it was a little bit like, oh, I wonder what they're like. You know?
Yeah. No, you're right. We did get some up close interviews, not interviews.
Just interaction.
Just interaction. That's what we meant to say. And just, it was.
We appreciate you guys entertaining us. It seems like they know who we are more now than in the moment.
This woman? I think I was literally like a babbling idiot. I was like, we have a podcast and we already featured you guys and we feel like we know you already and we're just so happy to be here and thanks, congratulations. I don't know what the hell I said to that first line. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
It's fine.
Whatever.
But who was your picks? And honestly, these are we loved all the girls, but these are kind of my picks too.
Yeah, no. So I had to give it to Candace as the queen of all things because she was just, I don't know. It was just like I couldn't
so
take my eyes off of
approachable,
her.
but so untouchably
so Beyonce,
stunning.
just you can't
fabulous.
It's just on a whole nother level. Love just all. I mean, for each of the ladies, their teams totally were tweeting about them, like posting about them, just totally supporting them and seeing it all in their stories. It just really shows that they totally supported who was selected. And it was awesome to see that. And she just, you know, from her career to just her personality, she's like the only person smizing in this Pro Bowl picture, and it gives me life. I just cannot. Bodies banging, like everything is just everything. I cannot. Yeah. But I also, I mean, I had so many. Okay, the Bengals cheerleader, Abby. Yeah. She was just so cute and infectious at the pep rally. Like, I just liked everybody's energy. I had a few little favorites. Kayla from the Eagles, like, man, I can go on and on. But it was awesome to see them so happy. That's the thing they just were living their best life.
Yeah.
Smile, bitch. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, I just wish they had better weather.
Same, yeah. Maybe we'll go next year and cover the girls again.
Maybe they need to go back to Hawaii and then we can go again.
Yeah.
Orlando, you're on timeout. Your weather was a little too sketch and iffy for me.
Yeah. And maybe we're talking about Pro Bowl too much, but I felt like the girls really showed up and like represented the teams more so than the players did. I know that's why we went there, so we were really seeking them out. But like they were at a celebrity flag football match that was really poorly organized, and they still showed up, did the dang thing. The audio wasn't the best. They used it kind of as a practice
to each other
game.
While they were performing.
They had to count, and you could hear the counting over the music, and just the fact that you could never tell that there was anything going wrong, but just the fact that we have been in that situation before, we could tell, like, this doesn't look well organized.
Right.
They just totally were such great representatives. Yeah,
lots of fan interaction and genuine.
I love that too, where they would see somebody wearing like, Baltimore Ravens jersey, and it would be like, come over here. Right. It's so exciting to see fans that maybe have traveled, and it's just fun to see your people.
Exactly. I mean, did we see a lot of Seahawks people?
There actually was quite a few, but I would say it was like the same number as other teams.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, that flag football game definitely could have been
better.
A little better organized. And I was really disappointed that they performed that. Can we just talk about that intro number though? Shout out to the choreographers who like handle all of the things, and all the staff that seem to take such good care of the ladies. They were very well attended to. We tried to buddy it up with one of them, and she was awesome to talk to. But they did this awesome number where it's got all these transitions and formations, and each girl gets a chance to come forward and do an 8 count. And it was so seamless. We're watching it all from the back because they performed it to the other side. I don't know why they did that when all the fans were on our side, but I want to see that routine again. That's the only reason why I would have tried to rough it in that game. Yeah. But we would have probably had the cheap seats and not a good view.
Right.
But it was really cool.
And I actually haven't seen anybody else post that too. So maybe that's coming later. We'll repost it if we can, but...
it's from the back.
Yeah.
Sucks. I mean, they had a few parts that were to the other side, but not enough to like...
And see, how would we know if we went to Pro Bowl? Like, we would, just knowing our luck, we would have picked the seats and paid for them up close and personal on the backside again.
Exactly.
Like...
Just because.
Just because that's us.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Well, we have all our footage out there. We will be, looking for people to... I mean, that's the main reason we wanted to go, because there's always such little... out there to show the whole squad, not just like the girl that you're watching for if you're there in person to take videos. So hopefully we did a good job. You might hear me screaming like I do with my kids when I record them. But we had to do cheer chat about Pro Bowl. I mean,
it was a lot of fun.
So much fun. On and off the Pro Bowl field. No, yes. We had a little fun and a little too much fun sometimes, but it was a great time.
Yeah, you'll hear about some similar things in our locker talk about Super Bowl. So let's get into it. Let's talk about Super Bowl.
I know.
Is this like the biggest game in sports, football, the year, everything? It is such a big deal. And we were looking it up, and there's some teams who've never been or have gone multiple times and never won. So it's like, I didn't realize, I figured every team's probably gone at least once, but that's not true. So so crazy that we both went, and you went twice back to back.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, maybe not crazy for like a Patriots cheerleader, but it's crazy in the grand scheme of things that this definitely does not happen. And that's just as true for the players. They can have their whole career in the NFL and never be on a Super Bowl team.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. So to be able to, I mean, this will be the only time, I can't even believe I'm saying it. Maybe because I fell in love with Kayla from the Patriots Cheerleaders. But, I mean, to be able to have that kind of a program where you can make those types of appearances year after year after year, like 9 Super Bowl appearances, is kind of insane. And
they went that many times? I didn't know that.
Literally, yes.
See, Mhkeeba is the football girl. I'm just kind of like here for the ride. So, wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot. And not to go back to Pro Bowl, but I did feel bad because, like, anytime Patriots anything came up, people were booing their behinds off. But, you know, the girls, you can always love the cheerleaders. You can hate the team and love the cheerleaders. But yeah, they've been 9 times. So I'm kind of over them. I'd love it if they would stop.
Oh, the Patriots have been 9.
9.
Oh, I thought you were saying the Eagles have been 9 and they never won.
No, the Patriots.
No, I know the Patriots have been in. What Super Bowl haven't they been in?
I know.
That's the ridiculous part.
I know. But, you know, I will say
the reason people boo the player is because of the players and the team.
Right.
But it's because they're a little shady. Let's be real.
Oh, I'm not acting like
I'm the cheerleaders aren't. We do some shady shit to them at our.
I know.
We'll get into that.
We sure did.
Not very nice.
That jinxed us.
I totally agree.
Should we just tell them now?
Sure. Before we get into it, here's a little side story. Go.
Well, when you're at the Super Bowl, only one team performs at a time. You're like almost like a high school game. One squad is on the other side of the field, you know, spread out on either end, and the other team is on the other side. And you get 1 quarter change apiece. And our director loved dancing a lot during Super Bowl. We have a method, we'll get into it, as to how we just dance to anything that's playing. But the first Super Bowl that we won, we watched the Denver Broncos cheerleaders perform during their quarter change.
Was it a song that you guys had, you know, or used during the season?
No. Okay. But, you know, any song that came on, she was like,
you respect it. Yes. They're performing right now.
And just a chance for us to see another team perform. What happened in Arizona, Brittany?
The Patriots, and she probably knew this ahead of time, it was a song that we had done a sideline to during our season, regular season. So she was like, dance. If they're dancing to, I don't know.
I don't even remember. But
Simply the Best. You know, you're going to do it. Do the one that we did. And we're all like, what? No. And it's like in the moment. She's like, yes, dance. So while they were having their one and only moment, where everybody's eyes are focused on them, we were dancing too. It was like a dance off. And I wasn't comfortable with it.
I felt like we were being so disrespectful. I was like, this is not a good sign.
Right.
I didn't feel good about it, like, at all.
Yeah. So that happened. And then... Did they dance during ours?
Cheerleading beef, but I just felt uncomfortable, and I thought it was a bad sign because there were other bad signs that dang on trip, like somebody spitting in your hand at a fan rally.
Yeah.
And what did you do? No,
and I threw up on the plane on the way there. Well, okay, so we're getting into the Super Bowl shuffle.
Oh my goodness! So, we got a lot of shit to talk about. We better get going.
I know, and it might get a little confusing because we went back to back.
Yeah,
I went 1 year because I wasn't on it the year they won. Of course.
And then we had the Super Bowl, the sad Super Bowl.
Yeah, the one we lost.
The one we lost together. Mm-hmm. So we'll be flipping back and forth between the two experiences, but
preparation and like leading up and the week of is very similar. It's like the same.
Yeah.
So
break it down now. Well,
all right. So playoffs. Yeah.
We already had the playoffs. We know who's there. Patriots and the Rams. Mm-hmm. Talk about our boys getting all the love in the world.
So cool. Making history in Atlanta right now.
First male NFL cheerleaders ever to be at the Super Bowl. So
Quentin and Napoleon.
Yeah, and they look like they're just having the time of their lives. I'm so excited for them. They just...
Shameless plug, we covered them in Boys Just Want to Have Fun. So if you want to hear all about them, I know, right?
We've been on it. No, I'm just kidding.
Season 1, check it out.
Episode 3. Did you see their performance at the opening night?
I think I did. Okay, that bugs me that they don't have Poms or something. Or like maybe this would be very Michael Jackson, but like gloves or something.
They need a little something.
I almost didn't notice them. And then as the dance went on, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're there. Like I didn't even notice them.
I want to do that dance routine. I'm sorry. Like I thought I had enough of Sierra Level Up from Pro Bowl, but when I heard it with Uncle Luke up in there, oh my gosh, cannot handle it. And all the little shit that they were. Okay, that was.
I'm gonna rewatch it. You should link it below if you can.
It's a hype ass performance. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And they're in Atlanta. They better bring that bounce stuff, whatever you call it. Frida, big Frida. You already know.
That's NOLA bounce.
Oh,
but
okay.
close.
Sorry.
Neighbors.
I'm going to just stick to what I know. Anyway, Rams cheerleaders doing their thing. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen a lot about Patriots. I feel like the Rams are kind of overshadowing them a little bit.
Yeah.
Patriots cheerleaders, you need to hold it down. And
well, are you rooting for the Rams or the Patriots?
Hell yeah, I'm rooting for the Rams.
Me too.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Kayla. No, I'm kidding. But I would love to see the Rams do it. They remind me of our team.
They were always a tough team for us to play at home.
I hated playing them.
Right, we hated playing them because they always whooped our butt. So they've always been like right there and always kind of deserving.
Yeah.
And just their cheerleading program seems really like...
Yeah, I love...
with it,
I love how their season's been going as a whole. It just has like this magic in the air, and that's kind of what the Seahawks had. I feel like the year that we won, it was just kind of like everything kind of going right. You just feel good about it. The fans are behind. Like everything was just so... It was like a unity.
Like you said, the next year there was an air of arrogance where the first year it was like very humbling.
Right.
And
we barely made it the second year into the Super Bowl. I mean, that playoff game was nuts.
Yeah, I was like saying my lucky number over and over again, and you were thinking about everything that needed to happen because you're a sports girl.
Let's set this up for people who don't know. Like, the Seahawks were playing the Packers for the NFC Championship game, and we were playing like donkey doo-doo brown doo-doo.
Yeah.
Like, the entire 3.5 quarters of that game, we were, I don't remember all the stats of like how far we were down, but it was going down to the wire, like onside kick kind of wire, to get back in the game. And Brittany's like, what the hell are you talking about? The point is, it did not look like we were going anywhere. It was a football miracle. Like, it has to be down in history as one of the miracles of football because we won that game.
It totally was.
What was it like to win? Like,
I was so like excited because I felt like I had totally missed out on the year prior. And
I told you we were going back. Didn't I tell you we were going back?
Yeah, and then I tried to make you tell me again the next year, and you're like, no, we're not going. I was like, yes, 3 years in a row.
I tend to have psychic
3P. That's what everybody wanted.
It was not going to happen.
I know.
Yep, nope. Yeah.
But it felt so good. I was in shock. I ran up and picked our buddy up, Sunny, and she's like this microscopic little woman, and I definitely got talked to, like, please don't pick up your teammates in front of everybody. But it's just like the stadium is freaking out.
Yeah,
you're freaking out.
We had home field advantage, so all of those playoff games
let us be
home.
Real. It was so exciting.
Raw emotion.
Yeah.
And that moment is when I connected with the fans that I was in front of, because a lot of people left the game.
Exactly.
Because they gave up hope on our team.
They were trying to get back in, and they said no.
Back in. I may have already covered this in another episode, but it was just such an awesome feeling when we made it to the Super Bowl that particular year. The other year we beat the 49ers, and it was like the amazing pass. And
yeah. Because the true fans stuck around.
They did.
So that's why it was so... powerful.
Beautiful. And that's when, who was it? Michael Bennett's riding around on his bicycle. You got confetti everywhere. You got the stage being built, and you're just like flipping out, like, we're going to the effing Super Bowl. Like, it's the most amazing, exciting feeling in the world. And they put on the t-shirts over their pads. We don't get a t-shirt, but it's okay. And you're kind of just like,
well, everything's choreographed, and in that moment, it's like, what do we do? And it's like, line up, and it's like, we probably looked a hot mess, but basically, we line up down,
along the
20-yard line or something, and just so exciting. And then comes the hard work, right?
Right, because you got to prepare for the week ahead, or the 2 weeks, because it's kind of 2 weeks out. But there's a lot that happens behind the scenes. I think our director at the time had a method to her madness. She had a master song list of all the things that the DJ was going to play. And her thing was, like, she wants to be dancing the entire time. So what did she have us do? Like, set?
It was kind of like you were paired up, and you were assigned... You and your partner were assigned, like, 3 or 4 songs, and then...
a dance to go with it.
Yeah, a dance to go with it. So you had to instantly recognize it, and exactly, she wanted us dancing sooner rather than later. So it was like just an 8 count in, and you start the dance. And sometimes it was really awkward because we're basically like a puzzle fitting these dances that we've done all season to a brand new song.
A brand new set list, pretty much.
Yeah, and you're kind of like trying to figure it out. And shout out to Gretchen. She was on the team, and she was my partner, and I had to look to her every time a song was played. played. She's like, that's us, number 4. I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
Because what you're doing is you're screaming it out for everybody else.
Everybody's a squad leader for Super Bowl, basically.
Exactly, to call out the dance and have everybody understand what they're supposed to do, because there was no way to like know all the songs. So it was really exciting. And then you had that one routine that you were performing at the game, so it simplified practice a lot. But there was so many like logistics and so many promo appearances that you're doing in your community, because everybody's hyped about the playoffs and going to the Super Bowl. So it was a really busy 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl.
Right. That's true. I never thought about that.
Lots of practice, lots of appearances. And you want to do it all because the hype is real. Like even with the year that, I don't know if we did the same thing the second year, but remember when our fans used to be so like die hard that they would like go to the airport? They would line the airport streets when they would leave, and then they would also welcome them back, win or lose. They would be a group of fans. They could arrive at like 4 a.m. from an away game, and our team, these group of fans were literally there to welcome them back and greet them, which I always thought was crazy.
Yeah, I did that one. It was a little unorganized, and I was like walking back to my car, and some guy was like, Brittany, seek out Brittany, and he was like following me, so I started walking faster. He caught me and handed me photos that he had taken of myself. It's a little weird.
You have a lot of fans, Brittany, that do the wildest things.
A little bit.
No, but that
I remember
those. The send off was huge. I just remember being so grateful that I got off the freeway by doing some illegal driving, because it was already packed to oblivion. It's just so overwhelming. The 12s are a pretty passionate fan base, and they were, you want to be out there in the community for those appearances, because it's just like the hype just kept building and swirling, and just makes it even more like exciting. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm getting like chills thinking about it. Oh my god.
I know. I wish we could go back and like kind of redo.
I know
the Patriots.
I was just
game,
talking too, like when you're, when you're preparing as a squad, I was looking back at some emails, and everybody's just, the energy that you feel, like you're all excited, you're trying to help each other, like I'm doing a clearance fit if anybody wants to do it, and like meet me at the Pure, whatever, to work out. Like everybody was just so excited to support one another, congratulating each other, like we're Super Bowl cheerleaders. Like,
and you guys kind of had to foot the bill for a girl who had her uniform stolen.
Oh my gosh, the night of the championship game, the first Super Bowl, I think she went to have dinner or whatever. Car got broken into. They stole her suitcase that had every single Seagal thing. Your game day suitcase.
Yeah. And like Bish better have your money. That's on us to replace if you lose, damage, whatever.
Yeah.
So how much was it?
I don't remember what the price tag was.
Did you pitch in?
25. Yeah, I did pitch in. Oh, so one of the girls started an email chain of just like, maybe we could just do like a collection, and at least it's something to go towards that bill, because she had to do it for Super Bowl.
Right.
Not that I don't think that she would have like not allowed her to borrow another uniform, but it was just kind of like she needed everything replaced.
Yeah, that's tough.
Everything replaced. So anyway, I mean, we were all like one big love boat. Everybody was just like, oh my god, of course. You got your Pro Bowl cheerleader getting ready to go off to Hawaii for Pro Bowl. I mean, there's so much going on, but it was like such a camaraderie of like we're a team. Like, I'm so proud of us. And like, I think both years we had a really solid cheerleading squad. So you felt like I'm an elite Super Bowl cheerleader. I don't know. But you just felt proud.
Yeah.
It was an overwhelming sense of pride and teamwork and just a big fat love fest.
Right. Well, when you think about it too, we leave or head out kind of midweek of the week of. So like Wednesday. You're kind of flying out all together on the charter flights.
Yes.
And so it's kind of like a week and a half, really. When you think about that. It's not? It's longer than that?
Well, less. Because we leave
That's what I'm saying.
Well, during Super Bowl week, like I've noticed that the other teams, I'm not going to be salty, but they left like on a Monday. We didn't get to leave till like Wednesday. I think we left Thursday. If I'm not mistaken, we did a bag drop Wednesday night, and then we left Thursday morning.
Okay.
Which is hella late. That's like at the end of, that's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where some other teams are getting there Monday.
That does sound about right. You guys did that for both?
Yeah.
Okay, because I only know the one I went to.
Oh, okay, yeah. Arizona. But it was definitely not as long as some of these other teams that are doing all these other like build-up events during Super Bowl week.
That's cool.
It's cool for them.
Yeah.
Whatever. No,
but you do have a jam-packed schedule once you get there. You kind of like throw your stuff in your hotel room. We were roomies.
Yes,
who'd you room with the first time?
Jelly.
Oh, fun. That's a good one.
In a very small New York
hotel.
But yeah, we were roomies, and okay, can we talk about the hotel in Arizona?
You didn't like it?
It was a piece of shit. Sorry, I'm not trying to be like that. But remember, compared to the Players Hotel, which was like a resort and just so fabulosity level.
Where the parties were?
Yeah.
Oh, it was like
night
huge.
And day. We were like pretty much at a Best Western that got converted into...
I think it was a Holiday Inn.
That got converted to like a 4-point Sheraton, but it was a piece of doo-doo next to like it was just all out the way and stuff. Like, why weren't we in the same hotel as the other cheerleaders? I don't think the Patriots were there.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't see any of them there. I
think they just stuffed us wherever.
Yeah, basically.
Oh my gosh. I'm just having all kinds of flashbacks. I'm sorry. That hotel was a little janky. I'm a hotel snob, though.
That's why I was concerned about Orlando, because our Airbnb, the one I booked, canceled. And so I was like, oh my gosh, Mhkeeba has these like standards for these hotels and I can't find a replacement. So it was Scramble City. But anyways.
Yeah, no, I'm a little
Didn't we run into some people from Love and Hip Hop
in the elevator? Exactly what I was thinking about.
Yeah, and I didn't know who they were.
I can't think of his name to save my life, but it was.
And I like reality TV. Like, I love the Real Housewives and all that, but I do not watch Love and Hip Hop, so I did not know who they were.
Just
but
fight
they were
every episode. Though?
Yeah, but they were. I was like, who are these people yelling at each other in the elevator? And they were like smoking a cigar and they're like looking you up and down. And I'm just like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, that was a little
weird. It was weird, and that's like you're saying. We have to get up really, really early, get glam, and then drive or, be vanned to these events. Mm-hmm. Jam-packed schedule.
And we were far away from everything.
That's what I'm saying.
I would have loved to go to Super Bowl experience, but
it was so far.
Getting there and traffic and everything else, we ended up doing different things. Because like you said, there's appearances, and then you got
2 or 3 a day.
Yeah. So like the night that we get in, it's either Inside Edition or Entertainment Tonight. Both years they come to our practice and they bring a gymnast. It was Gabby Douglas my year, and then it was like Sean Johnson. Mm-hmm. And so we teach them a dance and they dance with us, and I think they were on Dancing with the Stars at the time, and so there's all these plugs.
Yeah,
I mean, but celebrities, it's fun. I remember going up to Gabby Douglas because I forgot my Poms like an idiot in my hotel room, and I was like dying inside. But I ran into her, and I know I got a chance to just like thank her, because she was just such an inspiration. My daughter and I watched her in the Olympics, and she took an interest in gymnastics from seeing her. So lots of appearances. So you have that one, at least I can remember. What happens the following morning? So this is like Friday morning. Good Morning America.
I wasn't on that one, but definitely a lot of TV, really early stuff, and then you get like a little bit of a break. I don't even remember like having lunch and stuff. Do you?
No.
I don't remember eating. I probably didn't want to eat because I wanted to look good in my uniform. But
yeah, there was like in New York we went down to the studios for Good Morning America. I was kind of obsessed with Good Morning America at the time. And I met Lara Spencer. She was like, I was just so excited to even just walk by her and Robin Roberts' dressing rooms during that morning. And I think we got yelled at that morning.
Was this in New York?
Yes.
Oh, okay, because I'm like, I don't remember this.
People were posting social media and breaking rules, and she was hella upset. And she just completely buzzkilled the whole mood that morning. But I was just so happy to be on the set of GMA, and we were waiting for our little chauffeur to come, or driver to come and pick us up. And so we were right outside the studio, and she walks up, and I kind of can do that where I just act like I know you already, and I have that bad.
Yeah, you do. And I'm like, you know them? You're like, no.
No, I don't. I do that. But I saw Lara Spencer, and I was like, Lara, I love you, and literally hugged her. She could have I could have got body slammed by security, but she was
tased
so sweet. She was
something.
like, I love you too. I just kind of it just was like a knee jerk reaction.
Yeah,
I'm a
flirt.
I am.
Mm-hmm. I'll flirt. Is that an R. Kelly song?
Yes.
Oh, great.
I know.
He's everywhere.
Do that. No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry.
Anyway,
moving on.
Okay, so lots of appearances. If you're not picked for appearances, you just have downtime.
Right, and this will kind of lead into our locker talk, but you are required to wear fan gear, which means
everywhere you go.
Yeah, everywhere you go. You're not going to be dressed into the nines. Like if you're wearing high heels, it's our glitter ones.
When I was going through emails, I saw one that said, "Do not even pack a dress."
Don't pack a dress. Can you guys imagine? We're supposed to go out. We're not supposed to look like cheerleaders and I don't know, pump it up or whatever. So fan gear, I pack jeans.
My joke for New York was we look I know I've tried to get you to watch Coming to America 50 million times, but there is a scene in Coming to America where Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall are they just came from Africa, and so they're we need to go shopping because everybody stole their shit because they just left it on the sidewalk. Anyway, the point is they went and got so much fan gear. It was like I love New York everywhere. And I had like a Seahawks beanie on, a Seahawks scarf on, a Seahawks jacket. Like it was like I looked like the dude from Coming to America. I'm gonna post the picture because we have a lot of youngins. But it was like
I've seen it. You parts of it.
Okay, but it's a really fun
I know what
scene.
you mean.
But that's how decked out in fan gear we were. It was Seahawks everything.
Yeah, don't plan on dressing up. Yeah. Like, you're not going to be wearing high heels or anything.
Right.
So, yeah, I think, go to dinner or just kind of keep it low-key, right?
Yeah.
And then a lot of us were smart and didn't go crazy because you have an early appearance. You knew your schedule ahead of time. She split it up by squad and height and all that good stuff, so it was even.
Well, some girls mysteriously were, like, sick the following morning.
Yeah, and it was like, oh, why do you smell like margaritas, Sure, you're sick. I wish I could be sick, too.
Exactly, for a 5 a.m. wake-up call. Oh, remember somebody didn't get woken up?
Yeah.
Or waking up, what's the word I'm looking for? By their roommate or
that
whatever.
Happens a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
when we do the show group thing, that's always like, oh, my alarm didn't go off,
Ooh.
It's like, but the other 11 or 9 of us did.
Right.
Anyways.
You do have it's a job. You are there working.
Exactly.
I mean, if you don't get picked, like I said, it's downtime. I ended up going to the Alvin Ailey School, dancing school in New York when I was there because I wasn't selected for some stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. I got together with a law school classmate and went to check out that and kind of got to see some people that were in.
And that's really cool. You've schooled me on that school now and Alvin Ailey himself. That's super cool. Yeah. I forgot that's what the school you went to because your son dances for them.
Yeah, he does.
That's so cool.
Proud of him. I can link it below. No, I'm kidding. I won't. But yeah, what did we do in Arizona in our spare time? It wasn't a lot of it.
We'll get into that in kind of locker talk, but didn't we have like a welcome party where you were with the players
and their families?
Yeah, I think we just got off the plane too because I remember feeling kind of like melted.
Yes. And
you had to wear these. Whenever we traveled as a group, you always had to wear these suits. And
it's from the Limited.
Yeah, from the Limited. It's a navy suit and like a lime green tank top, and like high heels of some kind, either black, which I hate black and navy together. That makes me want to throw up.
I hate it.
Yeah, so can't we rock a nude or something?
Oh, it's such a pet. And don't get me started on nude for black people.
Right.
Nude shoes for black people is not nude shoes for you. Anyway, the point is,
or navy,
not black. Not black.
Yeah. So I think maybe she thought that was easy. Like everybody has a pair of black pumps. It's classic.
Remember
or something.
Black booties? Pack a pair of black booties.
Oh, right.
For the after party, we had a uniform for the after party. It was a top.
Oh, that's right.
Jeans and black booties.
Skinny jeans. I remember asking her where to get like skinny jeans, and she's like, "I love Express." And so I got these skinny jeans that were like not skinny jeans. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's my fault. They were skinny jeans, but I wanted them like tight to my ankle, but they weren't boot cut either. They were like that awkward in between.
Ooh, I know what
it was disgusting. I'm trying to sell them on Poshmark. Follow me on Poshmark and buy them for the love of God. I hate them. They only look good with like boots that come up to your knees, that you can tuck them in. Anyways, wow, we're going on a whole nother tangent.
Hey, this is going to be that kind of a ride.
But we always had to look like really awkward, if you ask me. Like, can't we look like cheerleaders still and cute?
Well, we heard that the concern was that we was going to be looking like a bunch of hood rat hoochie mamas just trying to do
3 Live Crew
too much. I did say 3 Live Crew over the weekend. Where's my brain at? But I think that was the concern, and she thought that people like toeing the line and don't know what conservative means. But she was like, even the plane that we traveled on, the charter plane, were like staff and just different people, and she was just really super concerned about image and looking professional. And
I mean, that's kind of awesome, though.
A lot of joy out of it, though.
Yeah, but if you give some girls an inch,
they'll take 50 miles.
Yeah, and it's like, then where do you draw the line?
Like I actually kind of respect sparkle on my black dress.
How dare you stand out?
Oh my gosh. I was always getting in trouble. Damn it. Always.
Forgetting your Poms, wearing sparkle. How dare you, Mhkeeba?
But let's talk about weather a little bit, too, now that we're talking about clothes. Because in New York, the whole buzz was that it was going to be so effing cold.
Was it during the week leading up to it, though? Yeah. Because you guys were wearing beanies and stuff.
It was cold as ice. Friday even Saturday.
Wow.
And I was prepared to freeze my tush off.
At the game.
It happened to be warm as hell, where we could have probably just worn our whites. That's how warm
Which
it
is
was.
Like a 2-piece, so you're kind of exposed. It was that warm.
It was unseasonably warm, only to be a complete snowstorm and shit stow the next day, because we were stuck on the tarmac for hours on end because of them de-icing the plane multiple times. But anyway, Arizona had weird weather too, though.
It was foggy, and I think it started to drip drop a little bit. Came through dripping, drip, drip. But they have they can close it and open it. I don't know how easy that is.
Oh, yeah.
But they have a real grass field. It just felt weird. It felt like Florida, It's it's supposed to be hot and tropical a little bit. Arizona, I think desert, hot, dry. It was foggy and weird.
The cab driver, the day of the game, we tried to go to a Super Bowl shop to get some stuff, souvenirs and everything, and the driver that took us over there was just saying it was fog, and I was like, ooh, maybe this is Seattle giving us the good luck charm or something, a little bit of taste of Seattle with us and for good luck. And he was just like, we never have fog. It was on the news that it was once in
he was
20 years or something ridiculous.
The last time we had fog like this was for 9/11. And I remember I looked at you and I was like, this has got to be a joke. I just, like you said, that whole trip just felt very, negative and haunted and, superstitious. I don't know. It didn't have a good taste in my mouth.
No.
But, so that was awkward.
Of course, and then we lost. Yeah. But it was also good that we, just people were coming through with the connects, man, because Sunny found us those little pumps, you know what I mean, for clothes and stuff, and, KL, shout out to KL, she ended up getting those white puffy jackets that we now own, thank God. The big ones.
Oh, yeah,
we had to bedazzle them all night long because we didn't have anything.
You guys bedazzled them?
We didn't have any heavy winter jackets. So all those promos that we did, we would have just been in our promo attire if KL didn't come through with the dang on hookup.
Okay.
Thank God. Anyway.
That was before me.
Yeah.
Are we staying organized? Is this making sense to people?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Whatevs.
Okay, so there's a welcome party and... that was a little awkward because many of us are of drinking age, but don't help yourself to the open bar. Yeah. But eat, but don't eat because we don't eat.
Right. Right.
It was really weird.
But it was nice to be able to try to let your hair down a little bit and mingling with, people. And I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. We did a rally because there's so many fan appearances as well. There was a huge rally in Arizona. They filled up a whole baseball field full of fans. Performing on that stage was pretty dope. I was passed out actually because I was just overwhelmed for a minute.
Me too.
It was a sea of people.
Because I don't think I've ever been on a stage like that with so many people watching. Touchdown City, ooh, people don't care, they're sitting.
Exactly.
This was it felt like a concert. Yes. And people were so excited to see us, and we were dancing, and we were doing the touchdown dance, or one of my favorite dances.
In and out of that performance at least 3 times.
Totally blacked out.
Blackout. Totally don't remember what I did, but it was so fun. It was actually really fun.
Yeah.
Well, what other appearances? Just random stuff.
Right.
I mean...
Nothing really... I mean, it's just a very busy weekend.
Yeah.
You see a lot of celebrities out and about. You see them at the game. Yeah. Do you want to talk about the actual game?
Yes.
Okay.
The good
so
one,
what was it like winning?
Oh my gosh. Well, just being at the game itself, the lights are brighter than they ever are at your own home field, at least. It feels like that. And you see celebrities in the stands. I saw Gayle King.
So cool.
And I was freaking out. She literally was walking down the steps because all the people who have the good seats in the front are probably rich. And all I could think of was oh my God, where's Oprah? But as soon as I saw her, I was already smiling, I'm sure, but my face just completely lit up. And I waved because I lose myself. I'm hey girl, what's up, Gayle? And she smiled and and mouthed congratulations. And it was just
so sweet.
And of course, I was where's Oprah? Who did you see on the field?
So, at our game, the losing one, John Legend sang the anthem.
That's right.
And him and Chrissy Teigen were walking to get ready, and like, girls jumped on them.
Oh, my God.
And she just wanted a picture with the mascot, because everybody thinks the mascot's funny.
Yeah.
And so people, like, jumped on that. So I saw them, which was really cool. I saw Ice Cube, that's his name, in the stands. And Lenny did part of the halftime show, thank you, with Missy, and so he was kind of like hanging out before it started, and I was like, Lenny, come here, oh my God, Lenny. And it was so funny, one of our teammates was like, is that Prince? And I was like, no. And of course we posted a photo on our Instagram, you should check it out, but yeah, everybody bum rushed him, and it kind of made me sad. So, like, you don't even know who that is. Yeah. But super cool that he came by and was like, you know, being his cool self. So hot. He is so hot.
I mean, just rock star.
I know, skinny jeans, nice, see everything.
Hot. Sorry, yeah. Oh my gosh. Hello. Anyway.
Well, and then speaking of halftime, we got to stay out there and watch Missy Elliott with Katy Perry. So we saw Left Shark live.
Was live.
It was so cool.
Side. That was. Compared to my year where it was like, okay, everybody knows that I'd be loving me some Bruno Mars, but finding out who was doing the Super Bowl halftime, and only to daydream in my mind that we were going to like somehow be a part of it last minute. They should
utilize that they have professional dancers all around them. My God. It doesn't make any sense. I don't get it.
We had to go back to the locker room and watch on the TV in the locker room, okay? Like, it was so... sad.
I would like to take credit that she changed her mind because I begged her.
You did?
I did. I was like, Sherry, can we please, like, is there any way we can watch halftime? Because I heard last year you didn't get to, and I just feel like it would be so awesome. I totally did.
Oh, I will.
And I remember she was like, oh, you know, I'm sure other girls mentioned it too, but I was like, she's like, I'll try. And
oh, good, because it was so depressing. I mean, I literally, because I just in my mind thought that we were going to be out
free
there.
Free concert.
Yes. I mean, okay, not watching it from the locker room. Like, I was devastated, but it's okay. Talk about the locker rooms, though.
I was going to say.
I know we're all over the place, but whatever. Segue.
Yeah.
My year, I don't remember sharing the locker room with the other team.
Okay.
The year we
lost, there was literally like paper-thin curtain separating us in the visitor Arizona Cardinals locker room. There was the Arizona Cardinal bird everywhere, and it was pretty cool. It was a nice locker room, nicer than the one back home.
Right. Oh, for sure.
But, you know, you're kind of like sharing the bathroom with the enemy, and they're trying to be nice to me, and I'm like, we're going to win. So
you bonded with the redhead.
I did. Yeah. I don't even remember her name. That's mean. But I did post a photo, and then I took it down because I was like...
Too much love. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But it is a tight quarter. Well, it was a big enough locker room. It was just the fact that not much was separating you.
Right. And if you... I don't know. It felt like they were listening in on our strategy, even though it's like too late and nobody cares. That's
another reason why it felt jinxy when we ended up dancing when they were performing. Cause I'm
exactly.
Like, I would have been like, bitches.
No, if they would have done that for us, I would have been like, they were dancing? How rude.
I know.
But they got to dance first, so if they had done it to us, I probably wouldn't have cared.
Yeah.
I would have been like, oh, it's normal. But they didn't do that.
They didn't.
They were nice.
I know. Well, you know.
But they also, they're one of the teams that have like a promo and a dancing squad. So I didn't really interact with them. I think all the appearances I did, like on TV, it was like just, you know, Seagals.
Okay.
It wasn't any involvement or like incorporating the Patriots too. So did you guys encounter anybody?
The morning of, for Good Morning America in New York, it was like with the Broncos cheerleaders. So they were on one side and we were on the other. The mascots were there. It was actually in Times Square. It was cold as F.
That's cool though.
But it was so, people don't realize sometimes that we don't actually do cheers. So they were like,
do a cheer.
And like they wanted it to be like this sync for
spell out
like,
Seahawks or something.
We were doing Let's Go Seahawks and they were doing Let's Go Broncos, like a little freaking stupid cheer match or whatever. But we were like, it was just awkward as hell because that's not what we do. Yeah. And so we were kind of forcing it. But
I was asking, like, were the Patriots promo team there? And did they do appearances or did they have just their dancers there and do appearances?
Because I didn't see them much at appearances that I did either. But yeah, I mean, it was a little awkward. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know we're talking about cheering the game. So let's talk about cheering the game. Because, again, bright lights, biggest stage, seeing celebrities, you feel like you're a rock star. You're listening and shining. And
did you guys do the same dance that we did for our moment?
No.
Okay, I didn't know if she kept it. Oh, that's right. See, that's a badass dance too.
Yeah, we did Thunderstruck, and it just felt like
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Rock star.
Totally. We did work it. Brittany, what is it? Work?
You better work.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
That was a group dance that we made up, so it was really interesting that ended up being, that was just a hit, I guess, for whatever reason. I didn't love it.
I loved it because for half of the dance, I was like down on like...
Oh, yeah.
Head down. And like all these girls were doing all this technical crap. And I'm like, yay, I can breathe. Because I can't do a calypso into a coupe turn into a triple. So I'm just going to sit here with my head down.
Oh, true. That was a very peaceful part of the
dance. They like used you as a prop to like do the tilt kick and stuff. I'm just like, yeah, killing it. I'm going to dance with my neck. And that there's Lindsay.
Part of the dance too.
Yes,
because
right?
I was just like, yeah, you guys.
Because it was so long.
It was their big time solo for sure.
Oh, your hands high, tilt kick. Yeah, get it, girl.
Oh my gosh! But the rest of it was like jam packed with all this stuff going on, so it was great to just
kick line, everything.
Yeah, everything was happening. Everything.
But you guys didn't dance while they did their dance.
We did not.
Okay,
we did not.
I think we already covered that.
But let's talk about how. Okay, so we do have the best seats in the house for the game, but it was like we couldn't see the game as good as we could at home because there's like 50 million more media people. They're taking up all the space. Like we felt crowded. Like there's two squads stacked in front, one on top of the other, on either side of the bench, and it's like we didn't have a lot of real estate.
Yeah,
I didn't like.
And for Arizona, it was weird dancing on actual grass because it's a little bit more slippery. And then I didn't really do my homework and memorize my songs, so I was like looking at Gretchen the whole time, like, oh my gosh, is that ours? And she's like, no, like trying to stay on top of my job.
Yeah.
But I just remember like something's off at the game. And, you're thinking about so much like, oh, we're going to perform at the quarter change, blah, blah, blah. But then, the game started wrapping up. It looked like we were going to win.
Yeah.
And so they rolled out these cannons. And you can tell that it was going to be blue and green confetti. And I was like, oh, my God, like, I can't believe it. I'm finally going to win a Super Bowl.
Oh, my gosh.
And then, football better than me, but that play happens. And it just, like, the energy shifts. And not only that, but they start wheeling away the confetti cannons. And start bringing out the red, white, and blue. And I was like, this is not happening. And I look over to my right, and I just see Marshawn Lynch shaking his head with his helmet off. And I'm a dumb football girl. I'm like, why isn't he out there? Like, oh my God. He should have been out there. And I just was like, man, beast mode. Like, he should have been in that play.
Fell apart from there. Like, our guys started fighting and stuff. Like, I definitely was, in my mind, of course, like from the year before, I'm standing there with my hands on my hips. It was warm. I chucked all my like hand warmers and things that I thought I was going to need that game. And
this is New York game
in New York, and so I was like, okay, this is. And we were winning so much.
I mean, you were killing them. It was obvious.
So it was kind of like we kind of knew, right? But I remember noticing the year that we won that the little confetti guns were coming. So when we were in Arizona, I was like, oh yeah, I remember this part. This is when the confetti people come. Just like getting all ready.
Yeah.
And then I was on the opposite end of the field, and so I just was thinking, yes, like we're about to do that shit right here. We're at the goal line. Like there's no way it can go wrong. But I will have to say, even before that though, just for me, just got to say it, like I just felt like the second half of that game, our defense was not playing as strong. We had a lot of hurt guys. And I just remember compared to Denver's game, like you could hear the hits, you know what I'm saying, from being on the field. And like we were just hard hitting and just, and something was off. Something was off with the way we were playing. But I was still, because they got back in the game. It didn't have to come down to that last play. But I was just thinking, we're still going to do it. We can do it. It's the miracle plays. We keep having these miracle games and miracle plays.
Same.
And it's all going to work out.
I was saying my lucky number like I did in the championship game. Like, we're going to be fine.
I literally have my hands on my hips like I'm on the sidelines right now. But I just will never forget that moment of like, okay, here come the confetti guns. And then the audience reacted, and it was all the Patriots fans around me. And I'm looking at them like, what are you doing? Because I couldn't see until the replay what the hell happened. And my heart sank because I was just like,
that's it.
My God. Like, oh my, this is not happening. Like, it was so surreal.
And this was the same year as Deflategate, huh? So that's why it was even more like pissed off.
It was the same.
It was because we were like, we shouldn't even be playing them because they cheated.
Right.
That's what it was like. That was like the whole vibe of us playing them even.
But when you win, I think we talked about it with with Lindsay's episode of like, where are you now? Like, you have the victory lap. You're like, there's confetti. There's the whole trophy ceremony. There's so much going on. We stayed out there for hella when we won. When we lost, it was like, move it, hustle, because we're sharing the locker room with these chicks. We don't want them coming back here while we have to listen to them like celebrate and be giddy. So everybody hustle back there, pack their shit.
Well, I remember walking back in the tunnel that we came out of, and because remember I asked to stay out, so I don't even think we got a break. Because she was like, well, if you guys watch halftime, we're not break. Yeah, so what do you want, a break or watch it? And I was like, watch it, you know. Yeah. So that was, the one and only time that we left. And I remember looking up and seeing Patriot fans like laughing and being jerks.
Because some of the girls were crying.
Exactly.
And the dramatics were done. But I mean, I remember seeing players leaving out of their locker room around the same time. Like, I feel like everybody hustled and got the F out of there.
It was like, get out of here.
Get out of here now. Go to the bus. And then you're sitting on the bus.
But then we had to change into our after party outfit, which is the gorgeous off-the-shoulder gray tank and the skinny jeans that weren't too skinny for me and the booties. So you're sitting on the bus like, I don't want to go anywhere. Exactly. Like, I'm so over this.
Oh, because like when we won, we're sitting on the bus like waiting forever because we're in traffic and everything else to get to the after party. And we're just seeing videos online of how people reacted to us winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And it was just, and you're just sitting stuck in traffic, but it's just such a cool feeling. Like, oh my God, we won, and you're just seeing home and like how much everybody's like going crazy.
Oh, true.
And this time we were just like depressed on the bus forever.
Okay, so then you guys went to an after party. Was it kind of the same as Arizona? Because like that's the only one I can refer to. Yeah. But was it at the Players?
At the Players Hotel.
Okay.
And
free food and free drink and all that stuff. Did people participate in that?
Yeah, I think it was all. I mean, yep.
Because we definitely participated after losing, but I didn't know if it was like, you guys are going to be tempted, but don't.
No, it was definitely
go crazy.
Just don't do anything stupid.
Yeah.
And it was, for the year that we won, we've been dancing to Macklemore. The ceiling can't hold us.
Because he's a hometown guy.
I don't think he's doing much these days, but, whatevs. But big at the time, and it was like some hometown love with us. But he was our after party performer, along with...
And that's it?
Paul Ellen's band was playing and stuff. And so... And then they played regular music, but it was definitely way different than having Snoop Dogg and freaking Drake and stuff.
Which that was like, for after a loss like that.
I know. I forgot we lost because I was... Well, what did we do? So we get there,
Is this locker talk?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
We're just talking about the loss. Okay. We got to talk about, when the victory parade and just some of the other stuff that comes from being Super Bowl champions.
Yeah.
To wrap it up before locker
So
talk.
You're right. So we lose... Like, we get out of the stadium pretty quickly, I'd say.
Yeah.
We head to this beautiful, immaculate, expansive, I don't even know, compound where the players are staying. And I think that was the same place we had the welcome party. And there's, like, plenty of rooms and...
Nobody's dancing.
Nobody's actually even there. And so I was like, I'm drinking.
Yeah.
I'm drinking. So I went up to the bar. I got my drink. We were walking around. And I didn't even know. Like, I had no idea. This is my first Super Bowl ever. So people were like, Snoop Dogg's going to perform. I'm like, what? No, he's not. Like, because there was a little stage. And we went into the room. It had, like, a dance floor and the stage. And I just remember looking around the room, and I was probably getting buzzed by this point. Like, who's in here? But it was Seahawks staff, just everybody that came out, players' family, people that work at the pro shop. Like, everybody came out, and not as welcome, but if you...
But they didn't have anywhere else to go. It's kind of like... Unless you went to celebrity parties elsewhere in the city, but everybody's there.
Everybody's there.
One big, not happy family, but one big family. And then we somehow became, like, hype women to get the party started.
We did. I was like, this is not going to happen. 2 vodka sodas in. This is not going to happen. Like so I was like, let's dance. Like, we're cheerleaders. we're spreading cheer.
Yeah.
Like, let's just dance. And I remember we, like, I swear to God, it was like, you and me.
Yeah, just
and
me and you.
Probably some other people, I don't know.
They
we started it.
Joined us, but
gradually
we were
joined
doing
us.
It by ourselves.
All the other gals started joining us, and we were just like dancing. It was probably only like 20 people, but yeah, like who cares? We lost.
And like some of the players' kids came out and danced with us, and so we got the party started.
Yeah, and it wasn't anything like crazy. We were just like dancing to whatever was on the playlist.
The buzzkill that was in the air, because obviously people were devastated and not necessarily in the mood. But I'm with you. I was just kind of like, I'm about to eat, drink, and be merry. Shit.
Right, it's over with.
What can we do?
Season's over. Like, let's celebrate that at least.
Heck yeah. So we'll save the rest for locker talk.
Yes.
But, on a happier note, when you do win, you go back home and, like I said, never mind that we stood on the runway for hours and hours trying to get out of there. Mm-hmm. We basically partied from the after party and went straight to the hotel to pick up your shit and straight to the airport. So I didn't sleep. So, it was fine for me to be stuck all that time. But basically, you get home to Seattle.
Well, are you going to talk about how you guys had to sit on the airplane because it was frozen?
So yeah, that's what I meant for being on the runway for fucking ever. Because, it
literally was like
it was
16
they had
hours?
to de-ice the plane a million times. I don't know why they didn't just let us off. But, you got all this food coming. I was comfortable. And
you were? Girls made it sound like it was miserable. Like, you guys were just as frozen and...
No, I wasn't miserable.
They fed you?
They had movies, all kinds.
Yeah.
We weren't hurting. I was ready to probably
People
pass
need
out.
to chill.
Yeah.
I heard it was like devastating and, just awful or something. I don't know.
No, I didn't think it was that bad, but I probably fell asleep. Me in airplanes.
You freaking won Super Bowl.
You know what I mean? There would be no complaining. Complaints when you lose. But
yeah,
you get back home and they schedule a victory parade, which was
everybody went to. I didn't.
I've never seen that many people in
Seattle. Shut down. People were leaving work. They were leaving school. Like, they were making it to downtown some way or another.
And it was like, as far as you could see, the crowd. Like, I can't imagine going to a parade and being like blocks down from the actual street that the parade is going down, just to say that I was there. It was so cold. Holy effing A. It was like, I've never even been that cold in Seattle in my life, actually. I don't know what kind of record breaking it was, but I just remember before we took off, we were in these Ride the Duck boats. They had it like by cheerleaders. We were the start of the parade. Then they had like wide receivers. And,
oh, cool! I didn't know they had it sectioned out like
sectioned
that.
off. But we were in the cheerleaders boat and we were waiting to start. And I just saw a little girl crying because she was just so cold. I gave her like my hand warmer because I'm just like, like she looked. I wanted to die, but we had those white jackets, thank God. And but Marshawn Lynch ended up just hopping up on our boat and just stormed through like it was nothing. I didn't even know who it was.
Captain Morgan stance on the boat.
He's sitting on the top of our Ride the Duck boat, throwing Skittles out.
Someone passes him like a fifth of Hennessy, and he's like hanging off trying to grab it.
Yeah. But that's how he did the whole parade.
Fun.
I miss him.
Me too.
But yeah, so the whole time that we're going down the parade, people are throwing Skittles at Marshawn, and the girls who were hanging out the Ride the Duck boat were probably
got pelted. Oh no!
So that's when I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a step back, and I'm just gonna be like waving from here, and
just a little black hand out the window. Hello,
because it was actually way colder too. So. When we so the parade goes down 4th Avenue, and we get to the stadium, and they had like a program and everything. I've never danced
Macklemore
with
again.
God damn it.
Macklemore again.
Damn it. I've never danced with frozen feet. Like, when we went inside into the locker room, my feet were frostbitten. Well, I'm assuming they were, because I've never been in that much pain from having my body unthaw. Like needles.
And then you're in heels, right?
Heels, white boots.
Freezing cold.
Doing double turns where you can't even feel your feet. Like, I could not feel my feet. It was like dancing on ice blocks, but still it was like, oh, this is great.
we won.
But just, you're there and rejoicing with the fans. Like, people have been waiting their whole lives for that moment. It's just an infectious air of happiness and joy. And
that's insane. And then a few months later, you guys got those gorgeous Super Bowl pendants with their names engraved on the back. So
Super Bowl's in February. This didn't happen until September. So I was almost like, are you really going to get us something or not? But anyway, it was an amazing experience because the coaches, like Pete Carroll and all the coaching staff, stayed late for our banquet so that they can come and make a little speech and just basically said that you guys are part of the team too, and we couldn't have done this without you. And basically, you're
sweet.
with us. And we were like in a, like, you know, around the perimeter of the room, and all of the coaches just came and shook our hands, going along the whole, you know, along the whole squad to congratulate us.
Yeah, maybe I wouldn't have, but that makes me want to cry. Like,
it
that
was
sounds
awesome
so sweet
to hear them say that we value you and you're part of the team, and, you know, rain or shine, you guys are right there with us. And
it's true.
And just to make a point to be there for that. I mean, because I was kind of a little bit salty that we weren't invited to the Super Bowl ring bearing ceremony. They had a big party with Usher. I think we talked about that.
That's right.
And I was kind of like, why wouldn't we just be invited to that? Because other teams' girls do that. I noticed.
Right, they have secret handshakes.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like...
But the Bronco cheerleaders, the year that they won, you know...
got huge
rings, and they were part of the party.
But I love your pendants, though.
It's pretty.
It's really pretty, and I think it's really unique.
It's got our name on the back.
And it's more wearable, honestly.
The ring is a little gaudy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You know, beautiful feminine women. I mean, whatever.
But then
there's the huge ring.
Yeah.
I think the necklace is gorgeous.
Choice. I don't wear it very often because I'm scared.
I'll take it. No, I'm just kidding.
Somebody's going to rip it off my neck. But it was definitely a beautiful touch on an amazing season. And no matter what, you know, 40 years down the road or whatever, when you're recognizing that Super Bowl squad, you're part of that. Even a Super Bowl appearance. I mean, after hearing those stats of the teams that don't even get to go or have never been, making a Super Bowl appearance is a huge feat. Like, getting to the Super Bowl is not... It's not easy to do. It's a competitive league. And
it's true, and everybody wants to win, you know, and only one team can.
Right.
But it's
can't wait to see who's going to be that team.
I know. I just really hope, like, I'm rooting for the underdog, you know?
Yeah.
It's just their turn.
How many fingers can you put a ring on? I mean, you only got 10.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Get a nose ring? I mean, whatever. But let the best team win. I love good football. I think this will be a great and a well-coached game. I can't wait to see who wins. And I hope they show shots of the cheerleaders, damn it.
Right. I'm excited. I'm going to be scoping the screen for that.
Oh, my gosh. They better show them.
Yeah.
Is it time for Locker Talk?
It's time, finally, for Locker Talk. Should we start from the beginning? This is like my favorite part of, like,
you
Super
guide
Bowl
us through
weekend.
Locker Talk because I...
Okay. Mhkeeba is a very bad influence. No, I'm kidding.
I am, though.
But you know all the good spots to go, right? So I don't know if it wasn't our first night. First night was the welcome in, like, banquet party thing with all the players and family and stuff.
Right.
And so the second night, we had to wear fan gear. 12 o'clock curfew.
Oh, my God.
You were like, let's just go to the W. I heard it's like downtown, it's poppin'. Let's just go have a cocktail and see who we run into, right?
Yeah, see what the night takes us.
Right, where it goes. So I think a group of us Uber there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we walk up, and I feel like it was madness. There was like red velvet, like,
because who knew there was a Playboy Party there?
Right. Actually, I didn't. Did you know?
I did not know.
Okay, I didn't know.
I just knew that they would know,
like, what was good.
What was good.
Yeah. So we walk up, and there's like a big bouncer, and I think you were talking to them, and you know, it was us. It was me and a few other gals, like, trying to figure out what was good. And what happened? Did you kind of name drop that we were cheerleaders? No, I just had to, like, plant the seed of, like, you know,
I have my ways. But it was just kind of like, we're from Seattle, you know, we're here for the Super Bowl, and, you know...
Here's her voice, guys.
We're in fan gear, and I just wanted to know, like, is it going to be closed off to guests only? Because after a while, clearly there's a Playboy Party here. Like, will we be able to come back here and have a drink? Damsel in distress, okay?
Right.
I was just like, you know, just asking a question, and he was like, no, you can come in and have a drink, because remember we went and ate at Chipotle or whatever
we did, across the street.
Yes, to, like, get some food in our little bellies and scheme on how we gonna make this happen. So it was like a little brainstorm
But no, didn't the guy grab my number then?
No. Did he?
Yeah,
yes,
he was like...
Oh my gosh, that's right.
You know, boom. I'm big and slow, so I was at the back of the line turning around to leave.
So while I'm talking up the bouncer guy... Some guy takes a liking to Brittany, and it's just kind of like, you know, so you guys are... I think I had to drop the cheerleader bomb. Because I knew we had the limitation of only being in fan gear, and here's the Playboy Party, and everybody's going to come dressed to the nines, and here we are. I want to get in. I'm just trying to make sure that you're going to let us in looking like this, because this is what you get.
Yeah.
And so the guy chimed into the conversation. And,
right. And he was like, you guys, like, I'm a promoter for the party. Like, let me grab your number and, you know, see what I can do. I'm like, okay. So I give him my number. I was handing that phone around at Chipotle. It was like, oh, what should I say next? Like, that was not me, sir.
What Brittany should text back verbatim for the guy.
And it was just like, I don't know. We have a curfew. What can we do? And so he was like, I got you. Come to the side entrance. Like, you're going to get in. You'll get passes. I still have my little Playboy pass.
Me too.
I love it.
It's a keeper. But remember, he had us like in like a line for people who took pictures. It was some production of like Promoterville. Like, oh, just wait in this line. And so I was like, Brittany, get that phone out and tell him, well, thank you so much for everything that you did. Like, we unfortunately have like a 12 o'clock curfew. We can't really wait in line anymore because we're not going to be able to get in there. Boom.
I don't know what happened, but it's like, go talk to Tony over here. And so, ding, we get in the elevator, we come up, it opens. It is like the freaking coolest party I have ever been to in my life. We lost some gals at that point because they were like, I don't want to break the rules.
I'm in fan gear. They thought it was like so controversial.
Right. I'm like, I don't care. I would be dirty and like come. I don't care. Like, nobody cares. We got in. Exactly. Let's just go and party it up. There was freaking like chair massages, free food, free drinks. Shaq walked by. Actually, he was rushed by his wife. Like, come on. He's like, okay. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy's huge. We met a Playboy bunny.
Yeah, took a picture with her. The thing was that even though we were in fan gear and like, I mean, in my mind, I probably would have had all kinds of outfits that I would have thought I was going to wear to a Playboy party. But the part that made it so dope was that these women looked like they were in pain and uncomfortable in their little outfits.
Yeah.
Everybody looked the same because they were all like
decked out,
bodycon dress with some pumps and stuff, and here we are in fan gear getting so
duck
much
shoes, like just my tennis shoes,
getting so much attention and love because we were just there to have fun. We were like dancing and just like totally living it up for the 45 pretty much probably minutes that we got to be in there because we didn't want to risk missing curfew.
Right.
Like, even in New York when Mariah and I, shout out to Mariah if you're listening, I knew I wanted to go to Harlem and go to this place called Red Rooster. So I was like, since we didn't get picked for anything, let's go out. Like, let's go have a drink. Because my friend that took us to Alvin Ailey School, she was like, it's a good place to go, blah, blah, blah. And when I tell you that Mariah and I ran some New York City blocks to just...
You ran some blocks.
Just my luck. She'll be looking... Because it had like in the lobby, like this balcony. And I was like, I just can imagine her sitting there looking at who's coming into this building after curfew. So we ran. We got out the cab and ran.
Were we late?
We were not late, though.
Were we late for our appearance the next morning?
No.
Were we hungover or acted a fool or represented poorly?
No. We had
like a blast and just was like, felt so cool that we got in.
God,
and
it was like the best.
It was super fun.
It was awesome. Like, I've never had anything like that happen, but orchestration is good.
Yeah.
And what about the Snoop party?
Yeah, so then the next night, before, we went to Dave & Buster's and danced it up and just had like a fun night with us girls. It was cool, pretty
with my friend
chill.
That lives there. She was like, we can go to Dave & Buster's. And
yeah, it was fun.
It was fun. It was better than going into the fray of like Super Bowl experience when it was just like too much.
Yeah. So after the loss and after we had started the after party, like, it's okay that we lost, all of a sudden they're like, Snoop Dogg, to the stage. And I was like, what? No way. Like, I just had no idea that he was even performing. I don't know why. Maybe I didn't get the schedule.
But we made it to like be right in the front row.
Right in the front because we were just having fun in general and already dancing. And of course, I know every Snoop song. Like, I'm not some lame-o, okay?
Yeah,
I knew
we saw
every
him
song.
at the celebrity flag football game, but not close enough to be like, hey, Snoop, here's the picture we took with you. But
right.
Anyway, go ahead.
So we're just loving the music and husband, plug your ears. I look over to the right and I see this pretty cute guy. Yeah. And I was like, wow, he's cute.
He was totally checking you out the entire time.
And I was just like dancing, like shaking my head towards the stage, like just acting a fool like I do.
Because we...
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm awkward, I'm dorky. There's no way this guy's like actually looking at me, you know? And then, what happened? I think Snoop Dogg's like, that's it, or he was ending it.
Yeah.
And that guy you were like, Brittany, he's pointing at you. And I'm like, what? And so he goes, come here, like, come across the stage. And so, I mean, I was 3 or 4.
You were kind of were called on the stage before it officially wrapped.
Okay.
And then when he was
So I was over there talking to him,
exactly.
And he was like, hey, talking to me. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so awkward. And, he was like, can I get your number? And I was like, yeah, sure, here's my number. And then I'm like, I gotta go back to my friends. And he's like, okay. And so I start walking. And when I'm like walking back around to go to the commoners, no, I'm kidding, just go back to the crowd. And then I look over and all these bitches are running across.
So from our perspective, it looked like you got, you know, kind of like the in to go backstage. Not that there was like a true backstage, but I don't know who hopped over the thing first.
They were just like, I'm going too. So
yeah,
then
we pretty much all. Well, I a little worried about you as a mom, a little bit like, where are they taking my best friend?
Bye. No,
I don't even know how the momentum started, but basically the whole crew that we were with decided to go across the stage too. Maybe somebody signaled for us to come. I don't know. But next thing you know, we're following you, but you had left the other direction.
And so I turn around, I'm like, but my friends, can I go back? And then the guy's like, wait, what? Yeah, sure, whatever. He like didn't care.
Yeah.
So then, I don't know, we followed them up this road and like back around to their suite, like where they had a bunch of food. You were on the food. I love you. Like, oh, you got good food back here. Like,
it was like their green room, basically. It wasn't like officially backstage. No. It probably looked a little skankish because like
it totally did. But I mean, I didn't know.
We didn't know. I was thinking I didn't want it to look like you just went back there and started giving some head or something really outrageous, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, that sounds really bad. I'm going to edit that out. But like, I just didn't want you to be out there by yourself. I think that's what I was thinking.
Me neither. That's why I started to come back to you guys, and then you guys came to back me up. So I'm like, well, F this, I'm coming with you.
But when we went up there, it was only their like green room with all this food and snacks. So I'm like, oh hell yeah, like you know,
it was chill. We probably could have hung out there a lot longer than we did. See, this is what I'm saying.
All we did was take a picture.
Like we like maybe this is bad, but like we are such good girls. It's crazy. Yeah. But anyways, that boy turned it out to be not even like of legal age. He was like 17 years old, and it's Snoop's son.
That's right.
And OT Genesis was up there.
Yeah.
He totally sang, I'm in love with the cocoa, and I'm like loving it. And it's like, that is so inappropriate for like after a Seahawks.
But it was so fun though.
We
took a picture with Snoop. I was chatting it up with the bodyguard, big boy who was guarding the snacks, and I'm just eating it up back there. And honestly, it was just complete innocence. Yeah. And I know that there were some girls who were like, that looked really just
it probably
awful.
Did.
But I just didn't want it to look like you just disappeared off. And so it was more like take a picture with Snoop. That's what I think everybody was thinking. Like, I'm going to go. And we didn't know we were going backstage. It could have been just to the side of the stage, but we took the shortcut.
Yeah, we did.
But then when we look back, because Drake performed next, and all the girls had like taken our spots in the front row and definitely being extra with them.
Right. But that's literally like the amount of time it took me to tell you the story was how long we were back there.
Yeah.
We literally were like, so nice to meet you. He was puffing on his joint.
Yeah.
We each got a group photo, which I think I've already posted as well. And literally we're like, well, we gotta go.
The party.
We rejoined the party. Yeah. So yeah, the next up, which we walked in one song in, was Drake. Mm-hmm. And there was some girls that were like, okay, those girls before us got backstage with Snoop. I'm getting backstage with Drake. Exactly. And like, I've never seen such like thirstiness. It was pretty bad. And I was like,
that looked worse
that's
to
embarrassing.
Me
than just like enjoying Snoop's music. Because Snoop's not hot. I mean, even if he was, that wasn't the point. It was just.
Right. That's not the point.
It was a great distraction. You know?
It was. I forgot we lost. Mm-hmm. Drake reminded me that we lost because his performance was like,
I'd
rather
be
somewhere else. Mm-hmm. It was very flat. I was just, and this was, I mean, he was always popular, but I enjoyed Snoop's performance way more. And it was just fun. And I think after that, we just went to the other room where they had like just a DJ, because when the concerts ended, it was kind of, I don't know what happened over there.
It cleared out pretty quick. And then, like you said, the first Super Bowl, it was literally like, okay, 2-3 a.m., we're getting on the bus, and we had to have our stuff packed prior to the game.
Right.
You grab your stuff, change back into that awful suit, and it felt like the world was ending. It was like, go, 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 go. Like, you're dropped off in the middle of, like, the airport
hangar,
and it's like you jump on a plane and you take off and you go home, and you, like, didn't sleep for 2 days, you know? It's just so crazy experience. It is.
And they're in ATL right now. Like, can you imagine?
But it was cold. I was just there.
Yeah, that's true.
But hopefully it warmed up.
I don't think it did.
But that's another thing that the locals were telling me, because I was asking if they were excited about Super Bowl, and they're like, this isn't a very pedestrian-friendly city at all.
Atlanta spread out.
Yeah, and they were like, so, you know, the Uber drivers are like, I'm going to make a lot of money, but it's basically going to be like the worst traffic ever. Exactly. So they're like, I don't know how people think they're going to all fit.
I mean, if you imagine Seattle too, like, as much as it sounds cool to host the Super Bowl,
I don't think I really want that.
Hot mess.
I would take the whole week and weekend off from work.
No, it's not the same. Not the same. But I mean, shout out to the teams. I hope you are living it up in Atlanta and like going to all the parties. Go to a W if you are confused as to how to get it in.
Yes.
It's just, I just hope they have so much fun. I could see the Rams having a totally different take on partying. Like, they're in LA, for crying out loud.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just can see it being Celebrityville.
Yeah.
Now I feel like now that we have followed like 26 Pro Bowl cheerleaders, now I kind of want to follow like every Rams cheerleader.
Let's do it. Why not?
And Patriots cheerleader, just to see what they do while they're there.
True.
I mean, because you don't always get the good stuff from like the team account.
No, that's absolutely true.
Yeah. And they don't have social media rules that say they can't post on their personal social media what they're doing while they're a cheerleader. So we'll get the skinny.
Yeah. But have the best time ever, and thanks for listening to our story. Hopefully it wasn't all over the place. But
whatevs. You've got to be used to us by now, right?
Yeah, it's so cool. And I just love it. What are we talking about next week?
Next week, it's all about international cheerleaders. Like, think about it, like all the touring and traveling that cheerleaders do. It's a U.S. thing, but it's spreading like wildfire all over the world. We have listeners technically all over the world.
We
over
do.
20 countries. Saudi Arabia, we have a listener there. We have Pakistan,
Russia,
Latvia, or Latvia, something like that. The point is, we are going to do our research and understand what the cheerleading looks like on an international level.
Yeah, so if you guys have any inside knowledge about international cheerleaders, send it our way, and definitely follow us. We post a lot on our social media, Pro Cheer Podcast on Twitter, and Pro Cheerleading Podcast on Instagram.
And all of our stuff is finally up on YouTube. So if you want to see what Pro Bowl experience was like, feel free to check it out. And we'll be posting more. So
that's a wrap.
Thanks for listening. Super Bowl Shuffle.
See you guys next week.
Go Rams.